Hello people, I am Jaby KOAY, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hello.
We're looking at the official teaser for Cheat India with Emraan Hashmi and Shreya Danwathari. Sumik Sen is the writer and director. A quick thank you to Rashi Mudalkar for making the subtitles. You are awesome, thank you so much. Let's check this out.
मेरा नाम राकेश सिंह है। ऊपर वाला दुआ कबूल करता है। मैं सिर्फ कैश लेता हूँ।
Okay.
इंजीनियरिंग का कितना लगेगा? गारंटी सीट मिलेगी क्या?
बैंकिंग एंट्रेंस वन शॉट में।
मेडिकल का?
लाखों कैंडिडेट हैं और सीटें कितनी? बस कुछ हजार। अब अगर कोई इन बच्चों की जगह बैठ के इनका एग्जाम दे देता है तो सेट है ना मामला।
वो कैसे भैया?
तुम अपने ज्ञान का फायदा उन्हें दो, वो अपनी अमीरी का फायदा तुम्हें देंगे। गेम का सिंपल रूल है बच्चों, नकल में ही अक्ल है।
I have a sneaking suspicion that this director is a fan of Run Lola Run.
Why is that?
Just because of certain shots that were used. Like this whole beginning at 9 seconds where you're seeing all the faces and whatnot in this frenetic, frenzy way. It feels just like something out of Run Lola Run. I could be wrong. It could just be a coincidence that the shots look very similar. Even where the last shot where he's looking up, it's right out of the opening of Run Lola Run. It's a very, very, very different story. This kind of story is very intriguing to me because this is actually something we kind of deal with in the States a little bit.
Yeah.
With bringing over foreigners into the country who are trying to get a green card. There are people who cheat their way through the exam. They don't actually understand all the nuances of what they are being tested on, but they are still able to get through the process of citizenship because of connections that they have and whatnot. This is obviously about a different goal for these students. But still, it's a similar thing in which you're just trying to survive.
Right, yeah.
And so he's taking advantage of people's needs and, you know, this knowledge over here.
Yeah, and it's not just that, because in Asia, getting into a good university
It's everything.
is everything.
Yeah.
It's so competitive,
Yeah.
and there's only a certain number of seats. So, I mean, I can understand people would want to make sure that their kids have every chance at life, and if that means getting into the best of the best schools or getting into engineering, medical, lawyering, or whatever, then that is an avenue that they might want to take, especially if you're not sure if your kid's gonna pass.
What's interesting to me is also what we take for granted here, because I remember being a kid and hating school. Like just hating it. And I remember a teacher saying something to me like, in China, they are desperate for knowledge in certain areas where they will go to their friends who are in school and ask them what they learned so that they can go home and study that stuff.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it was just something our teachers were trying to scare us with, but it is something I noticed where you have these people who are just like desperate to get the best knowledge possible in order, it's not just the university, it's also the information so they can go and apply that into the real world.
And I think that's great. I think if you're just trying to learn for the knowledge, you know, for yourself, to better your life, then great. But I think what's happened nowadays is that there's such a strong emphasis on getting into university, getting into the right university and doing the right degree, that it's not even that people care that much about the knowledge. It's about the piece of paper at the end, which says,
unfortunately,
I passed and I got a degree with honors.
What's interesting about this teaser, though, is it has the feeling of being a kind of tongue-in-cheek, a comedy. It's like it's almost having fun in this world. At the same time, it's shining a spotlight on this thing that should be talked about. It should be discussed because it's a very important topic. Is we have so many people and they're all vying for these few seats that are available to have the best opportunity possible, and then what's left over is a bunch of people who don't have that opportunity and are kind of screwed.
I mean, it's a smart idea. Clearly, this character, the lead character played by Emraan Hashmi, he's found a way to cheat the system. He's just doing what he has to do to make money. He has no qualms about it, which makes him very interesting to me. You know what this kind of reminds me of, even though the other thing that I'm going to talk about has a very different tone, but it does remind me of the Thai trailer we watched for Bad Genius.
I was thinking the exact same thing, I think it's fresh in our minds because we just met with Bizzo and Samir from TVF. And they were asking if we saw the movie and we hadn't seen it yet, but they were both saying how good it was. And so, yeah, it was in my brain. I'm like, oh, this is kind of reminding me of that. Because there is like, it's cheating the system with regards to school.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a similar kind of thing.
Entrance exams. They're a big deal.
There's no additional information on IMDb, so we know about as much as you guys know. Maybe you know more because, you know, some of you are probably close to this kind of situation, this kind of matter. So I would love to hear your stories in the comments of anything like this you know about in real life. You can also email anonymously to jabykoayfamily@gmail.com if you got any stories you want to share. I would love to read those in a comments response or email response video at some point. I'm gonna start rolling out some comment response videos more frequently. That's one of my plans, is to do that on a more regular basis. If you got interesting comments to leave behind that is informative or story-wise, you know, personal accounts that you guys wanna share, I would love to share that with the Jaby KOAY family. This was a fun trailer, and I'm very, very interested, or teaser rather, and I'm very, very interested in seeing a trailer to learn more about the story of the character, what the plot is, because we have a good sense as to what, you know,
the premise.
The premise, just the premise of what, you know, where the backdrop of the story.
Right. Now we need a conflict, we need some characters.
Yeah, what's the drama here? What does he encounter? Does he start to question his own methodology of survival? Does he start to question what he's doing for gain, or
is he gonna get caught?
Is there gonna be a lady that he has to run around trees with? Is that too much? Is that too soon? That was from Jimmy Shergill. I was just using one of his jokes.
And I started to think at nights, and I used to think that, you know, this running around trees and, you know, singing songs and doing all this is going to get over in the next 3-4 years.
Is there a lady? There is a lady, actually. It's Shreya Dhanawanthari. She's known for Ladies Room and Cheat India. Wait, Ladies Room? Did I watch that? Yeah, I watched that. Oh, she's known for Ladies Room. I know who that is. Okay, cool.
Do you?
Yeah. I watched her in that show. We didn't see her in the trailer, but she's obviously the love interest, right?
Maybe.
You know, he's gonna swoon her, and then she's gonna show him that what he's doing is probably not the most ethical thing in the world, and they're gonna have a fight, they're gonna have to break up for a little bit, and he's gotta go and prove himself by building a castle. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. There's a reason I'm not writing Bollywood movies.